Why do barracks lawyers know the UCMJ better than most JAG officers? Private First Class Dalton Reeves was that guy. Every unit has one. The soldier who knows every regulation, every loophole, every obscure paragraph of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. We called him the barrack lawyer. He'd never been to law school, barely graduated high school, but that kid could quote Article 15 procedures like scripture. It started when our platoon sergeant, Staff Sergeant Garrett, tried to nail him for being late to formation. Third time that month, Garrett was furious, ready to throw the book at him. Reeves, you're getting an Article 15, failure to report. That's 3 days extra duty and half month's pay. Dalton just stood there calmly. Sergeant, with respect, you can't give me an Article 15 for that. Garrett's face turned red. Excuse me? Article 86 covers absence without leave, but I wasn't absent. I was on base, in the motor pool, completing the vehicle inspection you assigned me yesterday. The deadline you gave was 0600. Formation is 0630. I had to choose which order to follow first. Everyone went silent. Garrett opened his mouth, then closed it, pulled out his notebook, checked his own written orders. Reeves was right. Garrett had created conflicting instructions. This time, Garrett muttered, but I'm watching you. Word spread fast. Soldiers started coming to Dalton with problems. Got denied leave. Dalton found the regulation proving they qualified. Commander threatening punishment. Dalton knew which procedures weren't being followed correctly. He never caused trouble, just knew the rules better than people trying to enforce them. The real test came when Private Sterling got hit with a serious charge. Someone reported him for stealing equipment from the supply room. Sergeant Major wanted him court-martialed. Career over at 20 years old. Sterling was panicking. I didn't take anything. I was just inventorying like I was told. JAG officer assigned to the case barely looked at the file. The evidence is pretty clear. Best bet is to plead guilty, take the reduction in rank, avoid jail time. Sterling came to our barracks crying, his whole future disappearing over something he didn't do. Dalton spent 3 nights reading through regulations, supply procedures, and Sterling's duty logs. Didn't sleep. Just sat there with a flashlight and a stack of manuals. Fourth day, he walked into the JAG office with a notebook. Captain, I'm representing Private Sterling as his defense counsel under Article 38. The JAG officer laughed. You're not a lawyer. You can't represent him. Article 38 UCMJ. Any accused may be represented by civilian counsel if provided by the accused or military counsel of the accused selection if reasonably available. I'm military, I'm available, and Sterling selected me. The captain stopped laughing. Checked the regulation. That's for actual lawyers. No, sir. Says any member of the armed forces. That's me. I'm formally requesting to represent Private Sterling at his Article 32 hearing. The captain had to let him. The regulation was crystal clear. The hearing was a disaster for the prosecution. Dalton tore apart every piece of evidence. The missing equipment showed it was signed out to someone else 3 days before Sterling's inventory duty. The supply room access logs proved Sterling was never alone in there. The supposed witness, Dalton found their written statement contradicted their verbal testimony. He had them read both out loud in front of the investigating officer. So which version is true? Dalton asked calmly. Your written statement from last week or what you just told us today? The witness stumbled. Couldn't explain the difference. The whole case fell apart in 40 minutes. Case dismissed. Sterling kept his rank, his career, everything. He broke down sobbing in the hallway after. The JAG captain pulled Dalton aside. Where did you learn all this? Got an Article 15 my first year in. Thought it was unfair, so I read the entire UCMJ that night. All 140 articles. Every single word. Realized most people just make things up as they go. You memorize the entire UCMJ and the manual for courts martial? Most regulations are boring, but they protect soldiers when leadership gets lazy or mean. The captain stared at him. You need to go to law school. This is what you should be doing. Can't afford it, sir. Enlisted to escape poverty, not add student debt. 6 months later, orders came down. Dalton was being transferred to trial defense service as a paralegal. Captain had pulled strings, got him into the military's legal training program. Garrett caught him before he left. Reeves, I hated you for 2 years. Thought you were just a troublemaker looking for loopholes. Just wanted people to follow their own rules, Sergeant. That Sterling case changed my mind. You weren't finding loopholes. You were finding justice. Dalton left for his new assignment. 3 years later, he made sergeant himself. Still working in legal, still helping soldiers who got railroaded by people who didn't bother reading the regulations they were supposed to enforce. Sterling still sends him Christmas cards. Works as a mechanic now, retired honorably after 20 years. Has Dalton's picture on his desk at home. Last month, that JAG captain made lieutenant colonel. His change of command speech mentioned a young private who taught him that knowing the law matters less than caring enough to use it properly. Dalton's now studying for the bar exam at night. Military is paying for everything. Should pass next year, become a real JAG officer himself. His old platoon jokes about it. Remember when Garrett tried to Article 15 him for being late? Yeah, now he's going to be defending court-martials. The barrack lawyer who actually became a lawyer. Garrett retired last year, showed up at Dalton's promotion ceremony wearing his dress blues, shook his hand and said, glad I didn't break you when I had the chance. Dalton just smiled. You couldn't, Sergeant. I'd already read the regulation on improper command influence.